Hey there, I'm Shauna and welcome to Yoga Snacks, nourishment for the body, mind, and soul. Today in Winnipeg, it is a cold day, kind of day that you maybe feel like getting cozy at home and not doing yoga. But that's exactly the right time to do some yoga, to do some movement. Even just a little bit makes a big difference in our well-being. It's, as I said, it's good for the body, it's good for the mind, not just the mind, but the brain. And it's good for our emotional body, our mood. It's good for connecting to kind of life beyond our little circle. So that's when we say our soul or our spirit, remembering that we're part of the bigger picture. So let's get to it. So we're going to start really simple and start with just kind of moving the hands and opening the hands a little bit. Just circle the wrists. Can even kind of play around, dangle the arms, give the hands a little shake, flick them out. Okay. And then let's move that into some arm movements. And we'll start by taking the right arm up nice and slow. Feel it, bring it up by your ear. And then as you exhale, bring your right arm down. And then we're going to do the same with the left. Inhaling, taking the arm up, just feeling what it feels like to move this arm. And then exhaling, left arm down. And then now we take the right arm up at shoulder height or actually up by your ear and then float it down. And then try the same with the left. Let it float up. You can see my hand is relaxed. My elbow's a little bit bent. I'm not too rigid about anything here. And then this time I'm going to take both arms, float them up. And as I exhale, float them down. And then let's circle both arms up towards the ceiling. And exhaling, circling both arms down. And just rest for a moment. And already just notice how you feel. Sometimes that stirs up your breath. Maybe you're breathing more deeply or more quickly. Maybe you're already a little bit warmer. And let's repeat the sequence with the arms. So this time we're going to make it a little bit more active. So reach down through the fingertips, press up through the top of the head. Feet are just steady on the floor, pointing straight ahead. And as you inhale, take your left arm up first. And then exhale, take your left arm down. And then let's go with the right. Inhaling, reaching through the fingertips a little bit more. Extension and reach through the arm, and then exhale, take the arm down. And then let's reach out through the left fingertips, take the arm up to about shoulder height, and then turn the palm, bring it up by your ear. And then exhale, turn it down, bring it down. And let's go to the other side, reaching out through your right fingertips, turning the palm to face up as you get up, and then turning the arm, floating it down. Great. Let's go both arms at the same time. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, arms coming down, and then out to the side. Inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, bringing the arms down, rest your hands onto your lap. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. I find that when my eyes are closed, I can pay more attention to my body sensations. When my eyes are open, I tend to get a little distracted. But it's a little bit better on TV to keep your eyes open, so I'll try to keep them open. Let's do something a little bit different. Fingers on the shoulders. And a couple of circles. And this isn't necessarily yoga specific, but it's good for warming up the shoulder joints a couple times in each direction. Great. And then let your arms dangle, give them a little shake out again. And once more, rest your hands on your lap. Okay, so we're going to turn in the chair, turn towards the right, set up so that how you're sitting, your feet are pointing straight ahead, your knees are over your ankles, reach up through the top of the head, and then turn towards your chair. If you find that whatever you're using, if you're on a couch or something, it doesn't allow you to turn to the right, you can stay forward facing too. But either way, you're turning to the right, and if you have something to hold, that's helpful. Left hand is on the upper back of the chair in this case, and my right hand's on the chair seat, but it could be on the upper back. Lift up through the top of the head and stay here and just connect to the feeling of the breath coming and going. In particular, noticing into your shoulders, your upper chest, and letting your awareness move down into your belly, down into your legs, and feel your feet against the floor. And then with the inhale, untwist, rest your hands onto your lap. Feel the breath. Okay, back through to the center and all the way to the other side. Okay, settle your feet onto the floor. You know what? It's ideal when your feet are on something even. So I've got one foot on my mat, one foot on the carpet. It's not ideal because it kind of changes things, but it's also not the end of the world. Lift up through the top of your head. Feel your feet against the floor again, and as you exhale, turn to your left. And hold whatever there is to hold. So upper back of the chair, both hands, or maybe the left hand's holding down on the seat. And when you're first in this pose, connecting to the feeling of the breath coming and going. Feel into your shoulders and your neck, head. And then move your attention down into your belly, down into the legs and the feet. Okay, and then with the inhale, untwist. Rest your hands onto your lap. And then turn to face towards the front. Okay, so I'm going to use a yoga belt. If you don't have a yoga belt, bathrobe tie or even a tie or a scarf can work. And I'm also using a block. And I don't know, you could substitute a book, a small stool. It's just something to put your hand on. If you have. I got the block right between my feet. That might not work for you though, so you can always have your feet hip distance. And I'm going to put this block on this left shoulder. Let's see what happens. So some shoulder stretches. Let's start by bringing the hands together at the heart. Interlace the fingers. And take notice of which pinky is on the bottom. Today this is the right one, or first it's the right one. Flip your palms and stretch your arms open. And then can you spread the hands? Just opening through the hands. It's harder than it looks. Keeping the fingers clasped as much as possible and starting to straighten the elbows. Starting to move the shoulders down and away from the ears. As you inhale, take your arms up. And maybe up is in front of your eyes, maybe it's in front of your forehead, or maybe it's pressing a little bit towards the ceiling. It's okay if you feel a little bit of sensation or a little bit of stretch, but definitely not to the point of pain. So if you need to back off, feel free to back off. And then again, tune your attention to your breathing, maybe especially into the area of the chest and the shoulders. In this case, bring your awareness up into your arms and your hands. And then kind of zoom the camera of your awareness down into your belly, to the hips, the legs, the feet. Okay, and then let go and reach the arms out. Stretch from fingertip to fingertip. Let it feel like somebody's kind of gently tugging you through both hands. And then turn the arms so the palms face up. I always think of this position as a big hug, getting ready to embrace it all. Good. And then start to slowly bring your arms in. And as you do, tuck your right arm under your left. Give yourself a big hug. You can be like you're finding a long-lost friend. Good. And then here maybe is a good place to stay. Another option is you hold your elbow, and then for some people, even wrapping the arms so that the wrists wrap as well as the elbows. And then, oh yeah, feel everywhere that it feels tight. You'll just notice where your attention goes to. And wherever there's a lot of sensation, think of breathing into that spot like you're breathing into maybe a balloon. Not quite, but you're just filling that space with your breath and attention and letting it empty. Okay, then let go and reach your left hand up, your right hand down, extend in these two directions. And bend your left elbow and bring your left hand towards your back. Your right hand's going to tuck up, looking for the belt. If you don't have a belt, you can rest your hand just on your lap, or holding the t-shirt works okay too. And then just noticing here, so as level as possible so this arm gets so tired. So keep the elbow extending up towards the ceiling, and this arm and shoulder, there's a tendency to hunch, so press back through your elbow, reach and draw opposite directions through your elbow, and just be here and feel what it feels like, breathing. And okay, and then you can let go of the belt, just put it down, and come forward to rest on your left forearm. And so here's a good place to stay, but if you have that block or something to put your hand down, then you can do that. If not, stay up, elbow on leg, and then reach your right hand back. And maybe you can reach the chair back, that's great. But if not, hand on hip is also a good alternative. Press evenly into your 2 feet. Look for the feeling of the breath in the torso, and then that's the sound of my shoulder opening. Let your shoulder lift. Look towards your right if it's possible. If that's straining your neck though, look down. Feel your breath come and go. Okay, and then getting ready to come up, press strongly into both feet. Inhale, come up. Rest your hands onto your lap. And take a few breaths and just feel the sensation of the breath. Sometimes there's like a little, it's almost like a champagne on the inside feeling, bubbly. Yeah, and actually I think, I like yoga better than champagne because it's an easy, free way to get that bubbly feeling all the time. Okay, let's do the second side. So almost exactly the same. Belt could go on your left shoulder if you're using it. Fingers interlaced, left pinky on bottom. Flip your palms, straighten through your elbows, and as much as possible, open your hands. So the hands clasp and then flip. Straightening through the elbows. Feel your breathing. And then start to take the arms up. And again, try spreading the palms and just notice, go slowly, but when we go slowly, we tend to feel more, and so not as likely to bypass areas where there's some pain. And then being here and breathing. Okay, and then let go, and this time instead of arms straight, let's take the elbows into the cactus shape, elbows about shoulder height. You can even look at your 2 arms. That's a nice way to free up your neck. And then Take the arms towards one another and give yourself a great big hug. This time right arm on top. Maybe this time you need a little, I think we did that last time too, but a little extra love. And then release, come into this arm twist. In yoga, it's called Garudasana or eagle arms. And just breathe again into those tight spots. Notice if anything's changed from the other side. So sometimes the two arm, just switching the arm on top makes a big difference. But also the back is much more loose now after all the work we've done. Okay, and then let go. Sweep the right arm up, left arm down, extend through the fingertips. And then bend your elbows and reach for your belt. And left arm up, right arm down. And kind of look for a feeling that you're balanced here. So it's an asymmetrical pose, so it's probable that things are imbalanced, but just relative evenness into the shoulders, the chest. Keep the hips evenly pressed and the feet balanced on the floor. And just breathe. Okay, then let go, put your belt down if you're using, come forward onto your elbow onto legs or right hand onto block, left hand reaching back for the chair or hand on the hip. Either one is good. And press strongly into your feet. Feel the pressure of your hips against the chair, and then as you exhale, turn to look to the left. And then inhale and untwist and come all the way up. Just have a little break. Okay, let's stand up. So we're going to stand up and move the chair. I'm going to move my chair right out of the way. Okay. Coming to stand, feet comfortable hip distance apart, feet pointing straight ahead. Hands can be down by the sides at first, and this is called mountain pose or Tadasana. And let's sweep the arms up. Reaching through both hands. Pause and stay here. Have the sense that you're being lifted by your kind of wrists as you press down into your feet. And feel your own strength. Feel your breath and your heartbeat. And then we're going to side bend, so you can bring your right hand onto your hip, press evenly down through the feet, and bend a little bit to the right. Watch out to not push your hip too far. It's not about going too far. Hips stay more lined up with the heels. Notice where your eyes want to rest. Just find a place to look and tune your attention inward. If you're practicing at home and you feel steady, you could even close your eyes. Tune inward, feel where you notice the breath. Then inhale and come all the way up. Take your right arm up. And then as you exhale, let's go to the left. And left hand onto the hip. Start to side bend to the left. Press evenly down through the feet and let the left side of the body open. Again, notice where do you feel your breathing. And then inhale, come all the way up. Take your arms down to stand. Okay, so we're going to go right down to the ground. If you have trouble going down to the ground, you could still use your chair for this one, where you have your hands on the chair and you kind of stay up. However, I'm going to go right down to be on my hands and knees. And this one's pretty familiar. It's called cat and cow, and it's a good one for opening the spine. The fingers are spread and the hands are just about under the shoulders, knees just under the hips. And then we tip so the hips are up, the belly goes down, and then do the reverse rounding. And this one's cat. And the other one's called cow. Belly down, not too much lift through your tail. If you were a cow, you want to keep a little tone in your abdomen and then round in the opposite direction. It's back and forth a couple times. Think of just articulating the vertebrae of the spine. So you're opening both the front and back of the spine. And then it's nice to just move the hips, circle around, and you can kind of play with your spine too, as long as you go nice and slow. Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna lie down. And if there's something in the way, like the chair, just push it out of the way and prop yourself up on your elbows. So this one's called Sphinx. Elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, fingers are spread, tops of the feet pressing into the floor. And so if you're super relaxed here, sometimes it feels, I'd say, crunchy in the lower back. Crunchy is not a good yoga word. So to take that out, think of lengthening the base of your spine, your tail, towards your feet. Draw the abdomen up a little bit towards the spine, just a little bit to stabilize, and then your back is protected. If you're comfortable here, you may stay here, or you could straighten your arms, lift up, lengthening and opening the front of the chest. Awesome. And then come all the way down. Okay, roll over onto your side. So you're going to lie on your right side. Look for that belt again. And I said I'm lying on my right side, but you might notice that actually I'm lying on my left. And then we'll have the knees bent. And if you can prop your head up into your hand, it works as a shoulder opener. Also a stretch for the neck, and it's a good way to do this pose. If you can't, you can stay down like this or prop a pillow under your head. Now I'm going to lift my right leg, put a belt around my right foot, and straighten the right leg up to the ceiling. So I'm keeping my knee bent today. Helps me with balance, but I get to straighten and stretch my right leg, turn the foot out, and just be here and breathe and feel. This is a perfect way to stay, but if you're a little bit more steady in the pose, you can straighten the bottom leg, and it makes it a little bit more challenging. Okay. And then bend this knee and roll down onto your stomach. So you can just actually roll over onto your right side, unless you're on TV, then you gotta flip around. So you're facing the camera. Prop your head up. Again, knees can be bent. Look for your belt. Belt around the left foot, straightening the leg. And again, great place to stay, or you straighten the bottom leg. When the bottom leg is straight, it's quite a bit of a balancing pose. You rock a little bit. Otherwise, it's a leg stretch. Okay, and then to come out of that, let go, slip your foot off the belt, and actually just, that's the sound of me rolling and dropping things, and end up lying on your back. So we're getting ready for our relaxation pose. I recommend a pillow or a block or a blanket under your head. Just start with your knees bent, your arms off to the side. Take a few conscious breaths. Let your back settle towards the floor. And then as you're ready, you can straighten one leg and then the other. Start to let your body rest against the floor. let's work with a little bit of a body scan. So you zoom your attention down to your feet and your toes, relaxing your feet and your toes. Scan your awareness up through the legs. Anywhere you notice you're tense, let the legs relax. Feel into your hips and your belly. Again, inviting them just to relax with the touch of your awareness. Scanning your awareness up into your upper chest and your back body. Moving your attention down into your arms, your hands, letting the arms and hands be heavy. And finally, bringing your attention up into your neck and your head. Having the head heavy into the floor or the support. Feel and notice all the different parts of your face. Just letting the face relax. And then let your whole body rest. Feel your whole body resting here. Feel the breath. Absolutely nothing to do. Okay, and if you have the opportunity to just stay resting, please just stay resting. This point is when I roll out. Just take a moment to thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.